Welcome to The Explainer. And wow, do we have a story for you today? It sounds like something out of a movie, really. A top football coach gets fired and arrested, all in the same day.
So let's just jump right in. The date is December 10th, 2025. For one of the biggest names in college football, this day, his career didn't just stumble, it completely imploded. The story sent shockwaves, and not just through the sports world, believe me.
So, to really get a grip on how huge this was, we gotta understand who we're even talking about here. This was not just some random coach. All right, so this is Sherrone Moore. He's only 39 years old, and he has one of the best jobs in all of college sports, head coach for the Michigan Wolverines. He came up as the offensive coordinator, got the top job, and had been leading the team for 2 seasons. This guy was at the absolute peak of his career, and then this one day happened. Okay, so the first domino to fall, the university's decision, and boy, was it a big one. Right away, everyone's asking the same thing. Why? What on earth could happen that would lead to a coach of this stature getting fired so fast, so suddenly?
And we got the answer straight from the horse's mouth, from the university itself. So this isn't a rumor, this isn't gossip, this is their official statement. They said an internal investigation turned up credible evidence that he was in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. But wait, it gets even more serious. The university didn't just fire him. They terminated him with cause. Now, you might hear that and think, okay, what does that really mean? Well, it's a huge legal deal. It basically means the university is saying he committed a major violation of his contract, and the result? He could walk away with absolutely nothing. No severance package, no big buyout. It's basically the corporate version of having the door slammed in your face.
You know, as shocking as getting fired is, the day was far, far from over. Just a few hours later, the whole story takes an even darker turn. This is when the police get involved. Just look at how fast this all went down. In the afternoon, Moore gets detained by police. A little while later, he's handed over to a different police department. By 4:10 p.m., they've launched an official investigation into an alleged assault. And by that night, he's in a cell at the county jail. It's just bam, bam, bam. Then we get the official statement from the police. They confirm, yes, a suspect is in custody for an alleged assault. And here's the key part. The case is now with the county prosecutor. That tells you this is serious. And that last line, prohibited from releasing additional details, yeah, that's standard, but it's also a huge sign that there's a lot more happening that we just don't know about yet. Okay, let's pause here for a second because this is probably the most important thing to wrap your head around. The firing and the arrest, they're two separate things. They're obviously connected, but they're not the same incident, and they're being handled by two totally different entities. It breaks down like this. On one side, you've got the University of Michigan. Their issue was the inappropriate relationship. They did their investigation, they made their decision, and for them, that book is closed. Case over. But on the other side, you have the Pittsfield police. Their investigation is about an alleged assault, and that case is very, very much still open. See? Two different tracks heading towards two potentially very different destinations. So the coach is out of a job and sitting in jail. Where does this whole mess go from here? The fallout from this one crazy day is just massive, and it touches pretty much everyone involved. Think about the ripple effect here. For Coach Moore, his entire career is in flames, and now his actual freedom is on the line. For the university, they're in full-on crisis mode, having to find a new coach in the middle of a massive scandal. And what about the team? You've got all these young players who came to Michigan to play for him. Their futures, their scholarships, everything. It's all just thrown into chaos. So what started as one man's catastrophic personal failure has now blown up into a full-blown crisis for an entire university, a legendary program. The legal system is going to decide one part of this story, while the university has to figure out its own future. The biggest question isn't just what happened on December 10th. The real question is, what happens now? And you can bet we'll all be watching to see how this plays out.